Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praise. It's the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, I shared a couple of videos last couple of days here that have been absolutely mind-blowing. That one about where karate began from yesterday was a great video. And it shows you, how deep the Psalms 83 conglomerate, is, and how they've just, like I said, gone all over the world and been confederate with hiding our information. And then dear brother of mine, shared the video about the blue men and the blue gods that I shared earlier. And that video was absolutely awesome as well. Talking about that blue skin representing the Negroes. I would suggest you go and check that one out too. Just absolutely amazing. These movies that I've been watching, the King Arthur and the Woads, the Woad warriors painting themselves blue, making reference again to the so-called black man. The avatars in the movie Avatar being blue, again making reference back to us as well. The Hulk being green because I also saw one in green, referencing making reference to our people once again. Getting that gamma radiation and that power. Like I said, it's just this information that is coming out is mind-blowing. And it just proves that there is no going back to normal. They're normal. I said because their normal was pretty much based on us being asleep. That's why that Baruch 2 and 30 is so important about us, waking up in the lands of our captivity. Only way they could, portray themselves as being, the scholars and the ones on top and the ones with all the answers only worked when we were asleep, when we were going through our punishment and the Most High had blinded us. Now that the Most High has awakened us, it just doesn't work anymore. And as you can see, every time we bring out more information and we get more understanding, the Gentiles just go crazier and crazier. Now you're just looking at them trying, over there in the Ukraine, getting ready for another big battle in Kherson. They're just, and the Russians are getting ready to go into Kiev. You got all the, it's pretty funny because I guess Ukraine asked Ish, for help. Wants Ish to pretty much, declare what side they're on. Wants them to give them weapons, to protect themselves from these drones. And it's kind of funny because Ish is like, well, we're not going to give you guys any weapons, but we'll give you, we'll give you some direction on what to do. Hey, I thought you guys were the Most High's chosen people, and you guys could do whatever you want, and the Most High was going to pretty much, roll whatever you guys did. It doesn't seem like you guys, when the opponent is on equal footing with you, or maybe even more superior, doesn't seem like you guys are so quick to jump in the ring right now. But that just proves what we've been saying this whole time. That those are not the people. They don't fit prophecies. They don't fit, what's going on here at the end. None of that. Your Left Behind series, it's like, hey, they get attacked and Most High steps in for them and just destroys all the other armies that try to step to Ish. But it doesn't seem like they're really putting much faith and stock in that movie. So we'll see what happens the next few days. But like I said, this is the time of revealing. This is that, revelation, time of revealing who's really of the Most High and who's not. We're going to be checking out a little bit from this book and to pick it, change up a little bit this evening. Take a look here at the Mayan order. Most High, I put this on my mind last night when I was up in the middle of the night. He put this book here in my mind, so I decided he must have wanted me to kind of go in here and find a little something to talk about this evening. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. This is volume 1 of the Mayan order, and it's just going to explain what you're seeing with our people and with knowledge and understanding right now. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right. We send you greetings in the 6th and 7th degrees and bid you welcome to the circle of the philosophers. Greetings to you on the 7 points of Mayanry. Okay? Greetings, beloved friend of the inner circle and the outer circle that is symbolized by the ring of Tula. Okay? Wonder if that inner circle could also be talking about, inside the earth and the outer circle outside. Who knows? Like I said, they got all these things that they're trying to, they hide and they kind of bring out certain things, and only the ones that are initiates are going to understand what it is that's, what was really being said. 7 are the passwords that are bestowed upon you, trusted companion. 7 spirits of philosophy now will come to you as companions to your thoughts. For these 6th and 7th degrees are the degree of the philosophies, and upon you shall descend the cloak of Mayan philosopher. These are degrees far removed from the strife and stress of the outer world. Here in these circles, you will find new poise and calmness and sweet, deep meditation and the cool, invigorating waters that are found only on mountain heights. Here you will dwell for a time with the living spirits of the philosophers. Here they will impart their beliefs to you. You are at liberty to partake of that which appeals to your intellect, and if you will, to expand it. You may reject that which does not appeal to you. For if you do not feel full faith in it, you would be false were you to hold it. But partaking or rejecting, first be sure that you examine it, that you study it, that you meditate wisely upon it, lest you reject something that you should not reject, or accept something which you are not prepared to receive. And that's what, the vast majority of the world, they're so quick to reject anything that sounds new. And sometimes they do that to their own detriment. They're quick to, the church said I can't look at this. The church said I can't read this. The church didn't approve these books. But you can tell right here, it says, but partaking, okay, or rejecting first, be sure that you examine it. Most people do not examine. They do not take the time to examine information, okay, that you study it, that you meditate wisely upon it, lest you reject something that you should not reject, or accept something which you are not prepared to receive. And that's something that's huge, making sure, you have to make sure that you're prepared to receive some of this information. And that's what we're going to get into right now. For centuries, there has been at least one basic misunderstanding among the fraternities of occult students. You have heard these societies refer often to secret wisdom and to knowledge kept secret since the foundation of the world. These may be said to be phrases which, while true, yet are almost always misused or misunderstood. Many of the so-called wisdom fraternities actually teach the misunderstanding, for they do not understand it themselves. These things are not kept secret, except as man keeps these secrets from himself by failing to pursue and to seek the wisdom. God does not withhold wisdom or knowledge from man. He gives man the powers. Now, that's the thing right there. It's really important. These things aren't kept secret, okay? You have the opportunity to get this information, okay? Let's continue. It says, the mechanism with which he may go forth and obtain knowledge, and he may obtain as much of it as he desires. So, you can obtain knowledge if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to chase after the Most High. Only he must earn it. He must seek it. He must apply his faculties and must meditate upon his discoveries and revelations in order to transmute knowledge into wisdom. Nothing is withheld, except that man must prepare himself to receive. He must become worthy of a perception, okay, in order to perceive. He must remain worthy in order to hold that which he receives. Let a man work for gold, and gold he will receive. The gold then may be squandered, or it may be used or transmuted to something to buy something desirable, or it may be invested so that it multiplies, or it may be left lying idle, producing nothing, hoarded, a source of future power. It is different with the gold of the mind. It too must be worked for, but it cannot be squandered. The more you give it away, the more golden wisdom revelations you will have. Giving it to others is the best investment of it. Philosophic discussions are like gardens that are lush and rich. But if you leave the gold of revelations lying idle, unused, hoarded, not planted, or not worked, they seep away like water poured on sand. They waft off, okay, into the unconsciousness, like smoke rising from incense, until only ashes remain. The way to find the riches of mind is to search for them. The way to refine this gold is by meditation. The way to multiply it manifold is to tell it to others. By giving, you shall receive. That is the law. You cannot give to others that which is beyond them, for that they cannot receive. They are not prepared for it. If they cannot receive, you cannot make the gift. It is not that you would withhold from them. It is simply that they are not ready for the higher things. And that's what, the Most High had to prepare us for the higher things. The Most High has been preparing us for the higher things for a while now. We have been getting prepared all of our lives for today, for these higher things. Just like he talks about in 2nd Esdras 14, how everyone's going to be getting certain books, but then the Most High is going to be giving other books to others. And certain people have been getting prepared for this time their whole lives. Okay? This was true even of you, as it is of me. These are the things that we can see today, that a few years ago we could not have accepted. We were not then prepared. The knowledge was there for our seeking, but at that time, okay, we sought not. Had we stumbled over it, we would not have recognized it. Therefore, I ask you to examine carefully the gems Mayan brings before you. Reject any as not appealing to you. Nevertheless, if any do not appeal to you, it simply means that you are not yet prepared for those particular thoughts. So put them aside without worrying about them and enjoy to the full those which you do accept. So if there's something that we don't get, we don't understand, trust me, there's a lot of books, a lot of information that I have not brought out yet. It was above my pay grade. That's what I like to say. It's not for me at that time. It's all this information about Agartha and everything else and the subterranean levels and all this other stuff. I said, I've had some of these books for a while, but it wasn't time for me to bring it out, and I did not receive the understanding. Did I try to force it and bring it out anyways, even though I didn't really understand it? No, I just moved it to the side, and I said, if and when the Most High wants me to bring it out, He will prepare me and He will show me what He wants me to bring out. Just like this book here, there's a lot of great information. But when I wait for the Most High to give me the green light and for Him to show me what it is that He wants me to do. So just like the videos now today talking about Kung Fu and our people, starting with karate and everything else and these other nations, first we had to get understanding about the so-called Middle East. You just think about how long we've been in this truth. Then we got, some understanding about the Americas. And now we're getting understanding about India. Now we're getting understanding about, Asia and our people being there as well. Because you can see it's a process that the Most High has been, putting us through to get us ready to be able to understand the fact that we were everywhere. They had us just worrying about the white man, the white man, the white man. But it's like, you know what? All these nations are aware of who we are, where we were, and they're all confederate with hiding this information. And even the ones that look just like us, that have made an agreement with the other nations, they're no different. They know the truth as well, but they've made a covenant with the priesthood of Mahan, so they're being used to keep us ignorant. Now, like I said, you see more and more why it was so important for us not to read, not to study. Use the church, use the Bible. Oh, if it's not in the Bible, I don't accept it. And see, there's certain things that you shouldn't be rejecting. But because of Christianity and religion and everything else, all these religions, they've made it so you will reject many things that the Most High is trying to show you, that the Most High is trying to give back to you. You will reject them before you even examine them. So from the Blue Man video from today, he was sharing this information about Buddha, the Black Buddhas, and that these guys are all totally aware of it. These other countries are all aware of the Black Buddha, the curly-haired Buddhas. I suggest you check out that video. Absolutely awesome. Great information. More information. Like I said, a couple years ago, we would have saw this. It probably would have went over our heads. Or we didn't have as much information, much understanding. We wouldn't have even gotten into it. But now that we're, studying all these, all this other information, we're starting to see that, hey, our people were down in subterranean levels. They came up into all these different areas. I said there are a bunch of our books are hidden all over the world. Got to go back to the original people that was given this knowledge and understanding. Not the ones that are necessarily there today, but where did all this information, who was there originally? Who was there thousands of years ago? Talking about the Shaolin temples right here, where the Shaolin priests, all Shaolin monks, practice, and where they live, and what's on the walls. Pictures of our people, paintings of our people on the Shaolin walls. So who were the originals? The original people in these areas. I told you, you can't just, but see, like many people will reject knowledge and have rejected information, and now they're stuck. It's hard for them to continue to get knowledge and understanding when you've been rejecting everything, and you talk about the canon. I can only go with the canonized books. So you're telling me you can only go with the books that your enemies have approved for you. That's what you're telling me. Well, yeah, okay. Well, you stay there. So like I said, this just shows you Most High has been preparing us. This goes along with scriptures perfectly. Goes along with that 2 Esdras 14. Other books, other information. Even the Book of Mormon talks about people going to be saying, I already have a Bible. I don't need another Bible. Yeah, well, that's okay. You keep on rejecting, and this is what it shows you. There's many things that you before you reject things, make sure you examine it. Make sure you study it. So, because sometimes you're going to be rejecting things that you should not be rejecting, and you're going to accept things that you should not be accepting. You should not be accepting what the Gentiles tell you, because they're showing you right now that they don't have any understanding whatsoever, and that they've all been confederate with keeping all your information away from you. And then they put information about you in movies. It's things that are referring to you, and you don't even know it because you haven't even looked at this information. Because you've rejected knowledge. That's why the Most High says he's going to reject you. Because you reject things without even examining. And those are the times that we're in. There is no excuse for ignorance at this point. All you got to do is put forth some effort. All praise is the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.